So I told the story about the home run that I missed the first base, and I got disqualified. But here is what I really, one of my favorite stories is this. And this happened after I hit the home run, and my dad told me that he was going to buy me a mini bike for hitting the home run, which I loved to ride mini bikes. I rode with my friends in Riverdale. I loved riding mini. I was born to ride. I love riding dirt bikes. Well, anyway, he eventually made a deal with me that if I got my Eagle Scout, that he would buy me a motorcycle or a mini bike. He called it back then, it was a mini bike, because I was in fourth grade. And I remember walking home with my friend, and there again, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want you to know exactly who he was, but I told him that my dad had told me that I was going to that he would get me a motorcycle or a mini bike at that time. He was going to get me a mini bike if I got my Eagle Scout. And that really got me excited. I really got excited about it. I loved it. So I tried to work on my Eagle Scout and get my merit badges and my scouting stuff taken care of, which really interpreted means my mother helped me get my Eagle Scout. She was the driving force behind me getting my Eagle Scout. But on the way home from fourth grade one day, I told my friend, my dad's going to get me a mini bike if I get my Eagle Scout. And my friend said to me, you're not going to get your Eagle Scout, and your dad's not going to buy you a motorcycle. I was really offended by that. And I was really pissed off about that. But more than anything, I was motivated by that. I'm really motivated when somebody tells me I can't do something. I'm extremely motivated. Tell me I can't do something. Now I'm saying when you tell me I can't do something, if it's something good and right and honorable, I want to try to do it. If it's something bad and somebody tells me not to do it, then obviously I don't want to do it. I don't want to do bad stuff. I try to I try to be a good person for the most part. But anyway, so he says, you're not going to get your Eagle Scout. And you're not going to get a mini bike. Your dad's not going to get you a mini bike. Well, anyway, I worked hard, and my mother really worked hard and pushed me hard. And eventually, at the age of 14, I got my Eagle Scout. And oh my heck, I was so excited because I told my dad, remember, you told me you'd get me a mini bike. He goes, well, I'll have to get you a motorcycle now. So he went and bought me. And I was so excited because I was at a basketball camp I think I was in junior high. Yeah, I was in junior high. I was at a basketball camp at Weber State, and I knew he was going up to Idaho to pick me up this motorcycle. And that motorcycle, I think, cost $1,200 or $1,300, which was a lot of money back then. It was a lot of money. It might have been $2,300, but I think it was like $1,200 or $1,300 for this motorcycle. And it was an Excell 350. It's a 1970, let's see, probably a 1974, 1975 Excell 350, somewhere in that time frame. And he brought that back on in a blue Chrysler on it had two little tire racks on it, and they tied it to the car. And I tell you what, I was so excited to get my Eagle Scout, but I was more excited by far to get that motorcycle. Motorcycles meant freedom to me. Well, it was great. I got it, and I had to push it up to the mountains from my house in North Ogden. I had to push it all the way up the mountains because I'd gotten caught when I was younger riding a motorcycle, and I got a ticket because I was driving without my license, and I couldn't ride on the road, of course. Anyway, there's more to this story than that. But anyway, so when I got that motorcycle, guess who the very first person I took for a ride on that motorcycle was? Yep, that kid that told me I wouldn't get a motorcycle for getting my Eagle Scout, and that I wouldn't get my Eagle Scout. I took him for the very first ride. The very first ride I went out, I'm like, hey, I want to take you up for a ride. And he doesn't know that. He doesn't know. He won't even remember telling me that I wouldn't get that motorcycle and I wouldn't get my Eagle Scout. But I remember, and I took him for the first ride just to solidify it into my mind that when somebody tells you you can't do something, that's baloney. You can do anything you want, but once again, try to do good things that help benefit society and people in your family.